Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I'm having me a glorious soakage session, aka bath time. Like Sugar Avery up in color purple kind of vibes. So I got my bubbling oil and I got my candles all nice and lit and just soaking, likes it. This probably the last recording I do for the year 2024. It's been a gorgeous year. For those who've been knowing me for a while, y'all know how much I love my soakages, my ass soakages. I love anytime there's a bathtub around, a good, workable, usable bathtub, I am going to soak thine ass. And those who know, I like to say thine. I know what thine means, Old English, but I just like the way it sounds. So I like to say soakage of thine ass. Because always submerge this glorious ass in the beautiful tub. In other countries where bath don't mean the same thing like it do here in the States. Okay, so but anyway, what I got on here to talk about is y'all, it just hit different. I got my Egyptian milk up in here. I bought some back when I came back a little bit. I've been back over a little month ago for those who just now tuning in. I've been back from Egypt for a little over a month now. First time stateside in 4 years. I was outside of the States for 4 years. And I was living in Egypt for 2 of those years. But anyway, well, a combined total 2.5 because I went to Egypt first. And then I went out to Southeast Asia. Then I went out to Turkey for 2 years, and then I came back to Egypt for 2 years. So now I'm back stateside. But anyway, I brought back quite a few little things. So I got some of my Bakur, which is an Egyptian or Middle Eastern incense type. That they use a lot for different reasons, but I like the beautiful energy and the sense that it releases. So I got that unfurling as well as my candles. Y'all know I like my candles, and then when I get out, I'm gonna enjoy me a little wine. I would have that in here, but I ain't trying to get toe up from the flow up in the tub, y'all. Just, But anyway, what I want to get on and talk about is a couple of things. So, about this soft ass living. So, I observed for a while now that it's a trend that, they're giving it a name, called it soft living. I'm going to come back to that in a minute because there's some things I would like to say. But first off, y'all, I want to say I was feeling a little bougie. Okay, so back in May, I did a particular recording speaking about, I think I've kind of unidentified from being a consumer necessarily, especially from a U.S. citizen consumer standard, okay? So I wasn't into shopping as much, and it was one of those situations back in May. I went to I was in Egypt, and I went to one of the malls, and it is amazing, okay? It is gorgeous. It is some of everything up and down. And it's very westernized too, okay? But it's beautiful. And so I was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. But it just didn't give me the kind of shopaholic therapy that I used to live for when I was a shopaholic. And shopaholic for me was I could go to a store and maybe with an intention of buying something, or I just like to be around the shopping experience and just be window shopping, if that's how you want to look at it. But I guess, been delivered from that, so I'm no longer into the shopaholicness of it all. But anyway, I was just sitting up here thinking back in May how I was like, no, I'm really not into shopping like I used to be. Not like I was when I was, in the States before I started living and traveling abroad. So to test that theory, now that I'm back in the States, what I did do is I went out. Uh, there's a Whole Foods near me, okay? So Whole Foods and a couple of other retail, higher end retail stores. So that's where I really would like to find out if have relinquished those shopaholic tendencies, if you will. Have I healed and been truly delivered from it? Whole Foods is one of them stores where you can go get your food on and still feel somewhat snooty, and be a whole snob, a bougie snob. So I went to there, and then I was walking around looking. I was like, "Ugh, this just don't feel right." Because I will say this, I did get accustomed. Once I lived abroad, I enjoyed the farmer's market vibe in the true sense outside of the States that I would get when I would go and get my fresh produce, my fresh baked goods, my fresh cheeses off the markets, the street markets in like Egypt, in Turkey, in Bali, when I was in Thailand, in Brazil, just everywhere else I've traveled. And then there have been some level of farmers market type of vibe, and that's the way the locals normally shop, as opposed to the big box stores and the big department stores and the big old super centers. So I will say I did not feel like, oh my God, I missed this. I really did feel like, dude, where can I just go? I really miss being able to just go to a farmer's market. And even the farmer's markets that are here, I'm in Chicago, by the way, so they do have a farmer's market here. And I love, when I used to live here over a decade ago, I would always go to the Amish and get like my fresh butter, some of my fresh pastries and pastas, and a few other things that I would love to get, and cheeses and things like that. So, there's still that, but it's just a different vibe now. I really missed it from a different perspective. It's kind of like a consumerism and a capitalist type of vibe in the States when it comes to farmer market shopping, even that you don't really get too much out when you're living or shopping abroad, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to touch on that. I think I've been delivered from my shopaholicism, if that's what you want to call it. Because I also been doing I used to do a lot of Amazon stuff, but y'all, the delivery systems and how they got everything set up now, I really haven't been going grocery shopping outside the house too much. I've been doing all my grocery shopping online, and I know some be like, yeah, but you can't feel like your fresh produce. You trusting somebody else to shop for your, fresh produce. Well, to be honest with you, they have to pick the best, in my opinion. They have to pick the best because when I look at how they have certain things set up in the stores, I have gone into a couple of the stores, yes. But when I see what they have set up, they have to give you the best, otherwise they can get a bad rating, and they don't want a bad rating. So I've been very fortunate to get a lot of my so-called perishable goods and produce fresh delivered to me, no issues. So I've been happy about that, and I'm glad that they've revamped all that. That's what has happened in my absence of 4 years stateside. So I'm glad to see that I've been able to do a lot of my groceries, 95% of my groceries online. I'm real happy about it and have it delivered. Okay. Sometimes I'll go pick it up. It just depends on how cold it is, because y'all don't know about all that. I'm still adjusting and acclimating to the weather. Although I will say I'm real grateful about how it's been not cold, not like freezing cold for even a Chicago standard. It's been like in the 40s and the mid to high 30s ever since we got here. So I think, I think a person I was speaking to said fortuitously brought back, which means accidentally, or not intentionally, unintentionally brought back some of that Sahara heat with us, when we came here a month ago. So we'll see, because it's, peculiarly warm for it to be this time of year here in Chicago. So that's quite interesting. I'm observing. So I don't know, maybe I brought some of the Sahara heat with me, y'all. But anyway, I'm going to go. Oh, what I did want to touch on real quick is about the whole soft life phenomenon. I say it like that. So I don't know if I want to call it a soft life or self care or just, I think that's just the way you're supposed to be, you know. Because, see, if you live in a soft life, that means it's a lot, in my opinion, in my observation, in my experience, is there's a lot less effort you have to put forth to just be, right? It's not about having stuff. It's not about having things and having the luxurious. That's not what that means. That's meaning you're having a luxurious life, okay? Well, when you have a soft life, is less effort to just be. You don't have to do a whole lot. And what the being for you is definitive to you, right? But everybody's putting a label of soft life, just like they put the label of organic on damn near everything, you know, just because it's grown out the ground and they don't have that many pesticides and that many chemicals on it. Now it's organic. No, you put a chemical on it, you put a pesticide on it, that's not organic, okay? But if you considering the fact that you, say for instance, you don't work a 9 to 5 or out of the home, you're a stay at home, but you work from home, that can be considered a soft life if you're still allowed to be. But if you're still stressed and pressured, you know, beyond your capacity, that's really not a soft lifestyle. I hope that makes sense. Because then you still living a hard life. So a lot of women are living they're aspiring to the soft ass life, but they hard ass bitches, you know. I'm just saying, we got to find a equal medium here. So I love the fact that there are certain things that I've adjusted to being outside of the States. I am a lot softer in the space of how I interact with people. I've observed that. Say, for instance, I'm getting on an elevator. It's nothing for me to say hello. It's never really been nothing for me to say hello. But to make eye contact, like, that's a big no-no in the bigger cities. That was something I was trained and conditioned. But when I do that now, what I see and kinetically feel when I'm making eye contact with someone or giving them a kind nod is that they feel human. They don't feel like another faceless entity taking up space on an elevator. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. Even like if I happen to take like the L train or something like that, people just want to be acknowledged, you know. So there's a soft way to do it. And when you're living a true soft life and in your genuineness, they'll be able to pick up on it and sense that and be able to feel comfortable as well as human around you. And that's a beautiful experience because so many people are not afforded that in their everyday. So I'm going to get on off. I just wanted to share that with you all. My experiences, my observations, and enjoy this therapy bath time with me, you know, because that's what I like to do. It's submerged behind the ass. But yeah, enjoy my glorious Egyptian milk and honey bath by candlelight and glorious by pure incense. It's just gorgeous. That soft is fucking soft and on many levels, okay? Healing and softness. Okay, y'all stay delicious. Peace.